Hello, hello, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the live stream. Oh my days. Need to fix the sound again. What is going on? Okay, what's going on? What is going on? What's with the echo, man? I'm echoing in the background. What's going on? Right, welcome to the stream. We are now live and direct. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right, we've got a technical issue here. The sound is going off. I have to go off again and then try and fix it and come back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We are having some technical issues. Just had to go off in the background there. Let me try and fix this. Sound is not working properly. Is this better? Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check. Right, guys. So I'm having some technical issues with the sound. It looks like I fixed it now. So here we go. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Let us know what you think of Bruno Fernandes, Cunha, as well as Bruno. So Bruno has decided to stay this season. Because for whatever reason he still wants to play European football at the highest level. So is that him saying Cristiano Ronaldo is not playing football at the highest level? I don't know. Is he taking shot at Cristiano? CR7, because Cristiano has gone to a league where the standards are quite low. Bruno said, no, I don't want to get drawn into that. I don't want to get mixed with that. I know Bruno could be 40 years old and still play Saudi. You know that. Bruno Fernandes does not want to move to Saudi Arabia. He rejected them. He said he spoke to the president and everything. And so he rejected Saudi. He rejected Al Hilal. 700k a week. Tell me that where else is going to get in the Premier League? Okay. Tell me Bruno's agent is happy for him to just sit back and continue on his current contract with no extra expenses from United for keeping him at the club. It's not making sense. So he said he wants to play at the highest level. Okay, I believe him because the Premier League is the highest level. He said he wants to play European football. Clearly, we don't have European football. He said if the club wanted to sell him, he would have, or if he wanted to leave, the club would have sold him. Why are we putting the players in control again? If he wanted to leave, the club would have sold him. Ferguson sold David Beckham. Beckham didn't want to leave. He said, nah, get out. Ferguson sold so many players that didn't want to leave United. But he saw something that none of us saw back in the day. He sold players that didn't want to leave Manchester United. And he continued to win trophies. And he won so many trophies even after selling them. So what is Bruno Fernandes, who is now 30, pushing, 31, 32? He just missed out on £100 million. He said Manchester United said they don't need the money. Manchester United said they don't need the money, right? If they needed the money, they would have sold him. Oh my goodness, my chest, my back hurts when I read that. In what world does United not need the money? £100 million. Let's be real. Let's be real. In which world? Whose world that United does not need £100 million right now? Because clearly Sancho is coming back. Nobody's going to pay for Sancho more than 25, more than 50 million again. Rashford is coming back. Nobody's going to pay for Rashford 40 million. Anthony, nobody's going to pay 60 million for Anthony. Even though he's gone on and done well in Spain, nobody's going to pay that unless if Saudi comes for him. Then Anthony might just go because, we still get picked anyway. But who the hell told Bruno Fernandes that Manchester United don't need the money? Whoever convinced Bruno to stay needs to get sacked. Need to get a sack straight away. You need to get rid of these people of the club. Yes, he's a great player. So you're telling me Bruno decided to stay and ignored £700,000 a week without asking United to get closer to what Al Hilal offered, and he will still stay and have the opportunity to play football at the highest level? You think Bruno Fernandes' agent is going to lose out on over £20 million to get his client to Saudi, and he's just going to come to, oh no, you don't need to pay us any extra, United. Bruno, my client, will stay with you guys. We'd love to stay with you guys for free. No additional cost, no nothing. Even though I've gone to Saudi, I've seen the package and everything. You'll stay with no additional cost. Do you think that's what's happened? Because if you think that, you, my friend, you're deluded. You're delusional, right? You, my friend, what's wrong with this club? Because Bruno did not stay at United because he loved United. No. He did not stay at United because he wants to win trophies. No. He's he stayed here because one, his agents come back and said, listen, this is what they've offered. What can you do? So for me to ask my client to stay. And United would have gone and said, listen, we'll give him an increment on the salary. Now he's on 375k. We're gonna bump you up to 450. Let's just say 450. Because Al Hilal offered £700,000 tax free, £200 million for 3 seasons. Right? So now tell me, who on earth has just decided to stay United without taking any pay increase, no nothing, and just say, I'm staying because my contract is still fine, it's still, because United are not going to win the league in the next. I don't even know when United will be competing for the league. I don't know, because Amorim doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. To some people he does, and to some of us, including people like Paul Scholes, they're just as confused as some of us that, um, but what has Bruno actually did? We need to know the truth. Why? What United said to him that made him stay? Because he said the manager spoke to him, and that's why he decided to stay. Nope, don't buy it. And the fact that we're losing out on £100 million because we don't want to sell a 30-year-old player, right? Because his countryman has told us that, it makes the team gel, it makes the team just. Bro, I've watched with my eyes Bruno Fernandes play football for years at United. Yes, he saved United a few times, but half the time he's just running around like a headless chicken. He's just chasing around. And that's what got some fans fooled. He just runs around like, no tackle. He just chases the players around. And when he tackles, he just throws his arms out. You Um, but I said it at the beginning. The Portuguese guy, when he came in, what he's done is he's called his countrymen Bruno and Dallo. Has he dropped any of them? Have you seen him drop any of them? Even when their performance is shambles or shambolic? No. Has he criticized any of them? Nope. Dallo isn't the worst fullback in the world, but also he's not the best. Yeah. certain players go under the radar because of the FC. They don't get criticized, they don't get called out, never, right? Is Casemiro going to Saudi? Why is no Saudi club coming for Casemiro? That's another question we should be asking. They better not be offering Casemiro another year contract. You know, why is Saudi not coming for Casa? Why aren't they coming for Casemiro? I guess we'll never know because he'll still be at United until he runs his contract out. One of the biggest contracts in the Premier League. He's gonna run it out and he'll not take a pay cut and he'll not leave United for free, you know. Um, well, then that moved me on to another story. Sancho is coming back. What's your thought on Sancho? Sancho, for me, as much as I don't want him, um, I don't want him at the club, right? People are going crazy because I said Bruno, because I said Bruno is getting a pay rise again. Not, they're going crazy. People are dense, bro. Right? They're going crazy because I said Bruno has got himself a pay rise. But I can't be asked explaining some of this stuff on X because people, player FC will not get it. Look at them, they're all crying. They're all crying. They're all absolutely crying. They all believe anything. You think Bruno is gonna put on the statement that okay, I got because I couldn't get the £700, I refused to take the £700,000. I'm gonna stay with the current contract I'm on. You think you're gonna put that online for people to read that? It's up to you to put two and two together, you idiot, absolute idiot. Put two and two together and let me know. Few years time, this will come out that Bruno, when he rejected Al Hilal, United gave him his agent for losing out. A few years' time, this will come out. Whether you like it or not, this is what's happening. Because Bruno did not stay at United and missed out on £200 million just to stay on 375k. He did not do that. I don't care what anyone says. That's not why he stayed. Right. That's not why he stayed. No chance. His agent's gonna miss out over £20 million and United not compensate him for that. So I'm not gonna argue with people online. I'm just gonna put my opinion and people get rattled by those opinions. Hey, fair dues. Um, Bruno is actually getting a pay cut because we didn't qualify for the Champions League. You think people are so dumb? People are so dumb. You see that Bruno has said, I'm not taking a pay cut. If I'm staying, I'm not taking a pay cut. He said, okay, that's fine. Or give me more. You know, you think Bruno is, is gonna take a pay cut? Nah, United fans are stupid, bro. This fan base is dense. Man just refused to sign a £700,000 contract, and you're telling me he refused to sign it and he's happy to take the pay cut and stay at Manchester United. People are stupid, man. People have no common sense. You are telling me Bruno would happily take a pay cut, right? And lose out on millions and hundreds of millions, right? Lose out on hundreds of millions of pounds, right? Over £200 million, just to stay at Manchester United and take a pay cut. Wow, this fan base can't make it up. They need to tell you guys the real truth because Bruno is not gonna. Bruno and his agent, especially his agent, we could have won over £20 million by Bruno switching to Al Hilal in Saudi, to the Saudi Pro League, and now he's gonna watch his clients sit back and look, take a 25% pay cut for United not qualifying Champions League, and just say, okay, we don't want Saudi. We're just gonna sit back and wait till next year when we qualify for the Champions League. We get a 25% pay rise again, or what is it, 50%? In what world are you guys living? So his current salary is gonna be lower, even lower than. Oh, this is crazy. It's mad. Bruno is such a nice guy, innit? And his agent, they're really nice people. I'll take a pay cut just to stay at a toxic club. Bro, this is wild. This is wild. And they're gonna tell us, I can't respond to everyone on X. I can't bother. People are rattled on X. I've rattled a few thoughts on X. Um, Player FC. I love Bruno. Don't think I don't like Bruno, but I'm not naive at all because no player is gonna take a pay cut to stay at a shit club with the current state of the club. No player is gonna do that. I don't care who you are. Ronaldo didn't take a pay cut. Ronaldo came to United and took more money from the club, and he went to Saudi and took more money. So you lot are absolutely dense if you think Bruno is gonna take a pay cut, 25%. He will happily take a pay cut. His agent will happily take a pay cut because when Bruno's salary goes down, his agent's salary goes down, and what world, this greedy world we live in, right? Agent fees and everything. You know how crazy, you know how stupid you have to be to think Bruno will take a pay cut, stay here, and why would you think like that? Yeah, people just want people to just think in one way, the way they see things. Nobody else should have an opinion. You can think your own way, man. You think he's staying for free, that's fine. I'm happy for you. But this is what I think. You think Bruno loves United and he's staying for free. His agent will lose out after he flown to Saudi, met with the president or whatever, right? He's just gonna stay at United and say, okay, I'll take the pay cut. Don't pay me any more than you pay me now, or pay me less because you're gonna get paid less anyway for not qualifying for Europe. Um, and then I'll happily take the pay cut just to play for another year. I know Ollie are gonna come back next season anyway. But people are dumb. United fans are stupid. Somebody said, "Why do I look like I'm 50 Cent if you had Down syndrome?" Bless you, bless you, bless you. Player FC is so strong at United. They're so dumb. They're so stupid, right? And you can't say anything about their players that they love. They're too emotionally attached. You know, you can't just have an opinion, right? But some of these people, they can, say whatever they want online, same as everybody else, one opinion. But I can tell you now, Bruno will not take a 25% pay cut and lose out £700,000 a week at the same time. At the same time, yeah, he's a sad case. Um, and now people are arguing about Sancho refusing to take a pay cut. Why would you want to give the Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe £7.8 million, take a pay cut and go to Chelsea? Why? Who the fuck? What in the right mind would do that for a club that hates you? The fan base that hate you, that don't like you, that dislike you, that want you dead, that want you whatever you can think of, call you all type of name. Why would I want to give you guys a pay cut just so I can leave the club and go somewhere? I'll sit down, play golf, and do whatever I want until I get paid. My contract runs out, get signed on fee elsewhere. I don't care what that is. So as much as I don't want Sancho at United, I'm happy for him to just sit there and take his piece and get out. It's business at the end of the day, right? It's business. Why would you want to give the Glazers more money and Jim Ratcliffe more money? Why? What in their right mind will want to do that? Why would you wanna? I bet they're gonna ask Rashford as well to take a pay cut before before the pay cuts. Like, oh, they will go to Saudi or they go to an easy league, and these guys have stayed in the normal league, as per the Premier League supporters and fan base and the media, the Premier League is the best in the world, and they've stayed in the Premier League. Sancho has qualified for the Champions League with Chelsea. Sancho won a trophy with Chelsea. Rashford did perform relatively well at Villa, right? And didn't run away to Saudi. Didn't run away to any other lesser league, lesser famous league. And they continue to show that they still got the talent, right? Sancho might have shit behavior, attitude, and everything, but you can't deny his talent, right? And if he meets a manager that can manage his behaviors, that respects him, because it's both ways, right? I know we people keep saying Ten Hag, send him to Holland, give him 3 months off, blah blah blah, and everything. That's what he's supposed to do for people that you manage, right? The club had they have a duty of care to look after their players. That's what they need to do. Same as your employer. That's your job now. If you know well, right? They still call you. They still make sure you're right. If they can help you in any way, shape, or form, they can give you medical insurance. They can give you different type of things to support you to help you go through what you're going through and come out of it. That's what they'll do for you. But what will not do is um, the culture of the club was dead anyway. The culture was dead. He decided to say, okay, Sancho wasn't training well. That's why I didn't pick him. He could have answered that in so many ways, but he didn't. And Sancho came out and was like, I'm sick of people lying on my name. I'm same here. I'm sick of people, the media, people like Gary Neville and these other people telling us, players should just shut up and play football. You know, and like I said, as much as I don't want Sancho United because of his behavior or attitude, I will not bash him. I will not criticize him for not taking a pay cut. So at the end of the day, United wanted him. United signed the papers. He signed the papers, right? Paid a lot of money for him. Within that period, he's had about 7 managers. The blame shouldn't only be on one player. These players have been lied to. They've been let down by this club. They've been let down by the Glazers, by the people on the top. So I don't get why people don't see that. I don't get why people can't see that they've been lied to. You know, um, but it's mental. It's mental to see that people like that exist. Bruno said United don't need the money. In what world are you living that United? Oh my God. United doesn't need the money. And people asking Sancho to take a pay cut just because he said, "Oh, Chelsea was his boyhood club." Manchester United was almost Ronaldo's boyhood club, but did he take a pay cut when he came to United? No, he didn't. He took more from the club, from every single one of us, because I even bought and purchased a couple of them. His shirt, United, right? I did got a couple of Ronaldo's tops, one for myself, one for my son, you know. And he took money from every single one of us, and we were happy to pay for it. Nobody asked him to take a pay cut to join United again. In fact, United wanted to get rid of him because he was on a higher wage bill. So now Bruno, they must have promised him again. Don't worry, we're gonna win the league again. Blah blah blah. And we'll see what happens next season anyway. I hope, well, not wish, I hope they all get their exit away from United ASAP because, when they come back, this fan base is not going to let up on them. Sancho, Rashford, Malacia, Anthony, this fan base is not going to let up on them. The agenda is already built. People are already coming for them. People already letting us know that, welcome, you know. They're already letting us know, this fan base already letting us know, they better not come back, you know. And the abuse is consistently. Like, I read an article the other day, they're describing, instead of writing about Rashford, they're describing everything he was wearing. Oh, he's wearing two 1.5 million pounds watches or whatever. And like, people are just so obsessed with what he's wearing, full Louis Vuitton outfit, the blonde girl he was with, you know, it's like the obsession about these players, especially certain players, Rashford. And this is why I don't blame the Bellinghams too. When they leave, they don't want to sign for any club in England. I love that family, man. I love that family. I'm happy they don't want to sign for any English club. I'm happy they don't want to play for any English club because you'll turn them to scapegoats. You'll abuse them. They'll abuse his mom. They'll abuse, the dad will not get any abuse, but the mom will get all sort of abuse. We've seen it. Even though Bellingham plays in Spain, we've seen people abusing his mom online. We've seen that. So his mom will get abused. So I'm so glad their mom literally takes them out of the UK, say, go play your football abroad, son. The mom is their manager. And she's on point, she's spot on. So do not play any football. Just get yourself to a position where overseas club. And when you do that, that will continue. The biggest mistake Sancho did was coming back to the Premier League. That was his biggest mistake, Sancho. Coming back to the league, Premier League, where they were they already had a picture, painted a picture of him or who or profile of him, what he's like or what they're looking for or what they hate about him. They already had that picture. That's the biggest mistake he made coming back to this league, man. I can't even tell you how sad that is. Because Sancho is talented. His behavior is shit. We know that. Um, but who wouldn't be shit after 7, 8 managers? Who wouldn't? If there's no consistency, who wouldn't be shit? You know? But I'm really open they come and exit immediately. Yeah, because I know we all called Gareth Bale a legend after he left Real Madrid. And he didn't budge, he didn't take a pay cut because Real Madrid didn't want him. He refused to take a pay cut. He refused to take whatever. He made sure he went to training every day, trained with the academy players, trained with the, the little kids at the club, but played his golf and enjoy himself. He ran his contract down to the T, to the core. He ran it down. He took every penny from Real Madrid. And I'm proud of Gareth Bale for doing that. Because owners that treat you like shit don't deserve a penny or don't deserve any sympathy from you. So players like Sancho, yeah, I hope he runs his contract all the way to the ground because he's never going to play for England again. Yeah. Sancho is never going to get picked for England because of the narrative that's built around it. Um, get your money, mate, because the same people will be laughing at you, you know, if you don't take your pay. If you take a pay cut and you go abroad and you stunk the place, these same people will be calling you names. So take the money, take the abuse. Take the money, take the abuse. So they'll get more angry until your contract runs out. They can't do anything. They'll have to pay you throughout, even if 25% pay cut. It doesn't matter. You still earn more than 200,000, eh? And the club will still have to pay you, even if you don't play football. You know, and from what I understand, anyway, Sancho's got some serious investment in Rock Nation and in America. He's got some serious investment over there. So I don't think he's that dumb. I don't think his management, his mom or dad were that dumb, really. Same thing I'm looking at Marcos. Marcos will not take a pay cut for no one. We take the last penny. The Glazers don't deserve any penny from these players. You know. But that's mad. That's mad that Bruno has rejected 700,000 for no reason, just because he wants to play top football. Literally, X is going crazy. Whoever allowed Bruno to stay, right? And we missed out on 100 million when his Portuguese counterparts lost us 100 million. We lost the club 100 million by losing the Europa League. Yeah, whoever told them that to tell Bruno to stay needs to get a sack, mate. United. It's not possible. That's bad business. Bad business. You know, this is something we're gonna regret the next because I know when Bruno have a couple of bad games, Roy King, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, the lot of them gonna bring this up. This is gonna haunt them. We're gonna hunt Bruno down with this. Next season, when the season kicks off, bad games. We'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here to see this. I told you so. That Bruno not taking the 100 million, or United not taking the 100 million, not accepting the 100 million pounds, I let Bruno go. It's a fucking mistake. It's a bloody mistake, mate. We can raise funds elsewhere. Yes, that's the club that we know. The club is capable of raising funds elsewhere. But regardless of that, Bruno is 30, he got pushing 31. He needs, you know, we'll see what happens next season because when he played badly for a few games, this is gonna come back to haunt him big time, big time. People actually agree agreeing with what they said. The club don't need the money, right? The club doesn't need the £100 million. So if you're telling me the club doesn't need the £100 million, why have the club been sacking employees? If you're telling me United don't need the money, why have they been sacking people, regular people that work at the club day to day that have looked after this club? You know, why have they taken money from the charity pot for the legends? Why are they smashing down the season ticket holder section to build some executive boxes that will cost thousands of pounds? Why have they removed those people, live going supporters, match going supporters that have held season ticket for years and years, right? Just to build more expensive boxes at that place. Why? Somebody tell me. United don't need the money. Why are they doing it? If it wasn't for the money, right? They took lunches from the staff. Yeah, no subsidies for it. They took charity away from the legends, the port where it used to support. In case a legend passed away, and that can go towards funding them, or they've got any health issues, they can dip into that. You know, why are they taking money from those people if the club doesn't need the money? Somebody make this make sense to me. And the more I'm dipping into it, the more I'm getting a bit frustrated now. Deep it. That statement is fraud. Is flawed. Is dishonest. The statement from Bruno. And somebody has lied to Bruno. They've lied to him. They have lied to him. Sancho hates United, man. He hates United. You know, he even mentioned coming back to United. He thanked the Chelsea supporters. Um, he thanked everyone that made him feel comfortable, made him feel at home at Chelsea. He didn't do that for United. He hates to he hates this fan base to the core, and I don't blame him at all. We've all had a pop at Sancho. I have had a serious pop at him when I first found out when he refused to apologize to Eric Ten Hag. But later on, sat back and put myself in his shoes. Like, if somebody is so constantly lying on you, yeah, you're gonna come turn around because you've got nowhere else to go. You're gonna turn around and go, you know what? No, you're lying. Stop lying. I would do that at my job. If a manager was lying, I'll tell him stop lying. That's not what happened. You know. But I'd love to hear what happened to Eric Ten Hag anyway. After he gets his interviews, because I was a fan of Eric. So Sanchez put out a statement, grateful for the experience, big love to everyone at Chelsea who made me feel at home, teammates, staff, and the fans, wishing the club all the best moving forward. That's Sancho's statement, thanking the Chelsea fans. And you've got United fans on that comment say, "Oh, we don't want him back." What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, really? We don't want him back. Then pay him off. People are asking, where is he going to go next? Right? We don't want him back. Sancho is the worst United signing, which is a lie, by the way. Just enjoy Saudi. Let's find Sancho at home. You better look for another club ASAP. There's no space for him at United. Sancho does not want to play for United. He doesn't need a space. He just needs to collect his money. That's why he's come. He refused to take a pay cut and sign for Chelsea. He wants to make sure United pay for everything they have caused him. Well, he thinks United have caused him or whatever. Because Sancho didn't have any mental health issues until he came to United, and a lot of United players as well did not feel stressed. Anthony said he nearly gave up on football. Anthony said he nearly retired from football at United. He's not the only one that said it. Some players said as soon as they come in the first after the first training session, they wanted to leave United. hmm hmm Some players have been misprofiled at United, and now they did well elsewhere. They're doing so well elsewhere. They're winning trophies. So Sancho is not the first one that hates United. I don't want to play for United. I can tell you that now if you don't know. But the comments are quite funny. Even if Saudi comes for Sancho, Sancho does not have to go to Saudi. Same thing as Rashford last season. They came for him and he said no. And same thing as Bruno this week. They've come for him. He said no, I don't want to go. But the comments are so funny. But the question is, we don't need it. We don't want him back at the club. What the hell? What the actual hell are you going to do to help get rid of Sancho apart from just spouting rubbish online? You know? Yeah. You know, any United fans that are celebrating Bruno staying, I don't know, man. I'm slightly a little bit happy he stayed, but not overjoyed that he stayed. I'm not. If you look at the way he plays, it doesn't fit Amorim's style of play. Unless if Amorim is going to change, Bruno probably say, okay, if you want me to stay, are you going to change your style of play? Only time will tell. So the club would have given up something. Amorim would have had to give up something for Bruno to stay. This is not a one-way thing. United were never in control of it. They were never in control. If Bruno wanted to leave, he would have, gone by now. But Amorim would have give up something to Bruno and say, no, well, okay, what do you want me to do? Change my style of play, do this or do that, try something else. Yes, something would have, they would have given up something. I'm not convinced, bro. I'm not convinced. Every single one of them have lied to this club, consistently lied to us for years and years, over 10 years. Owners, club directors, um, oh, I think all of the coaches have not lied to us. So this honesty from Amorim is nothing new because Mourinho has said it, Ronick has said it, Ole has said it, Tenaga said it. Every single one of them that come in, the coaches have been honest with us throughout. It's the hierarchy, the guys at the top that have been lying to these guys. But Bruno, I don't think Bruno would have just stayed without any assurances, without anyone telling him that just stay with us 2 more years. We are going to pay you, or we are going to qualify, or we are going to play the same football Amorim has been making you guys play, all these years. I don't think Bruno will just stay for nothing. Amorim would have give up something. The club would have given up something. The club, Manchester United, the board, the people at the top would have given up something. No way Bruno will just decide to stay for no reason. No way. Just because he wants to play top football. It's a sad case. But Sancho, I don't blame you if you don't want to take a pay cut, bro. Don't take a pay cut for no one. They don't deserve it. Why would you want to give up 7.8 million to the Glazers? Why? Right? These people hate the Glazers. These people would say, stop giving the Glazers money. But they want Sancho or Rashford or Anthony to give up millions all in the name of, oh, I love football. I just want to play football. Your 9 to 5 job, you don't even love it that much. Sometimes you don't even turn up for work, but you still want to get paid. You still want your job to pay you, even when you don't turn up for work. Or when you go and you put in half a shift, you still want your club to pay you. You still want your job to pay you. We know that. We know you. We know what you like. So don't be coming at players for not taking a pay cut, right? The same way you might pretend that you love your job. It's the same way they pretend they love football. But, football is just that big that they get paid millions for it. Then you sat on your couch hating on them because they refuse to lose out on 7.8 million just because they love football. Bro, fuck out here, man. That's not it. That's not it. That's not in the name of football. You want the players to just give up what they've worked for all their lives, what they worked for since childhood. Parents taking them to football, moving crazy under the weather, you know, you know, for them to make it to the top. And when they get to the top, you don't want them to get paid what they deserve. You're weird. Some weird fan base, I swear down. Some weird people. United don't need the money. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie I've heard in a very long time, 10 years or so. United does not need the money. That's the biggest lie I've heard a very long time. Al Hilal for me was an easy move, even at a family level. I had Joe Cancelo there, but I want to maintain myself at the highest level. I wanted to keep playing in the big competitions, and I feel capable of it. What big competitions is he talking about? You see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. The big competition we missed out on, the biggest one, which is the Champions League. Okay, you're playing the Premier League. That's every other player in the Premier League. They all play, even if you play for a small club. you play in the Premier League. You finished 15th, 16th last season. What are you talking about? You want to play in the highest? Come on, brother. Just tell us the truth why you stayed. You know. So now he's dissing his fellow Portuguese players that's gone to Saudi saying they're not playing at the highest level. What wall is he living? It might be true, but now dissing Ronaldo, saying Ronaldo, you've gone to Saudi, but Ronaldo is still getting picked for his country. And Cancelo is still getting picked for his country. What is Bruno really talking about, bro? What is he talking about? I want to keep playing in the big competitions, and I feel capable of it. Yes, you are capable of it, but you're not playing any big competitions. Zero competitions. The only one you'll be competing for is domestic football. And if you're talking big boys, where the big boys play, which is Champions League, Europa League, maybe. I'm not going to mention Conference League, but that's still European football, which can earn you an extra 22 million. Somebody just put, does he know it's not in European football next season? Yeah, some people are actually picking up on this now. People are picking up on what I'm saying. What competition are you talking about? What big competition? The brother is trying to fool people. The best thing he could have said, right? His PR team has let him down. The best thing he could have said about staying at United. Listen, since I joined this club, the fan base has showed me nothing but love, nothing but respect. They supported me throughout, and I love the badge. I play for the badge. I'm staying because I love this club. I want to take this club forward. I don't care about the money. I don't care about this. I love the club. I want to make sure I get this club to where it should be. That's all he could have said. Or that's what he should have said. He didn't need to tell us about he wants to play in the big competition, bro. We're not in any big competition. We are not. We are not in any big competitions. We are zero competitions. Nah, I don't. This is what I mean. It's nonsense. I respect him for staying. Don't get me wrong, but this bullshit is trying to feed people about playing a big, big stage or big competition. That's, is it streaming? It's cuckoo, land, la la land, whatever you want to call it. The brother is dreaming. I spoke to Amorim. He asked me not to go. Manchester United didn't want to sell me, and they don't need the money. But if I'd wanted to leave, they would have made it happen. So remember a couple of days ago, a few days ago, I said United lost the Europa League maybe on purpose to frustrate some players. Maybe players can lose out on 25%. The club really think players are deluded. You know, these players will be making up that 25% elsewhere. If you just in case you don't know, they'll be making it up elsewhere. Players like Marcus Rashford, he is not losing out on anything. Sancho is not losing out on anything because they've got other events, engagement. They'll run up and make money. They will not. It's only academy players that will suffer. But these big players will not lose out 25%. You take it how you want. You know, one post from Marcus Rashford on Instagram will probably earn him 5 million. You know, one post or one event appearance, whatever, will earn him probably more than 25%. He's going to lose for the season. Yeah. And United qualify next season for the Champions League. He's going to get that. They're going to pay him again because nothing on his contract says if they qualify, they can't pay you. So did he lose the Europa League because he wanted to frustrate these players? by letting them know they're going to lose out. Frustrate them, take a pay cut, take another pay cut, get the players to move. He must be new to the game. He must be new to the British way of life. Because British people are the pettiest people you ever meet when it comes to pettiness. So players like Rashford, Sancho will not take a pay cut. You know, they will not. So now he's using the same logic. He said it's a blessing. Maybe it's a blessing United didn't qualify for the Champions League. That's another statement that baffles me. United managers don't talk like that. It's a blessing we missed out on the big stage. The stages Bruno said he wants to play in. God help me. Bruno said he wants to play in the on the big stages, big competitions. But Amorim said it is a blessing not qualifying for the Champions League, the big stage, the biggest stage in football, in club competitions. Amorim said it's a blessing not qualifying for it. Come on, bro. What else? And here we go. Another one everyone is crying about for him to join Manchester United, right? The main topic of conversation for Bryan Mbeumo. Guess what? You guessed it. You probably know what it is, right? Mbeumo went to Newcastle. Newcastle refused to triple his wage. They refused to triple his wage. Newcastle United. And now, all of a sudden, United is giving United priority. Is giving United priority. It's currently earning £45,000 at Brentford. 45k is earning at the minute. So he's gone to Newcastle. He's asked Newcastle to triple his wage, which probably take him about 150k, 160k, right? And Newcastle said, no, we're not doing that. And all of a sudden, United were the priority to sign him. I don't buy that nonsense, bro. I know any player that comes to United without Champions League football, without European football, they're only coming for the paycheck, right? Cunha, his name on there, Cunha, he's gonna get paid £225,000 or 210,000 to 225 a week. That's an £80,000 increase from where it was. He's currently earning about 110, 120k. Well, he was before he signed for United. All of a sudden, Cunha is on over 200,000. And this same fan base is telling us Sancho should take a pay cut and less than Cunha, who is also 25. So only certain players that should take a pay cut? Why didn't you ask the players that are coming in now, without even kicking a football for United, they're already making millions? Why? Højlund has been a waste of money. Why nobody's asking him to take a pay cut and leave the club? No. Inter Milan wants him, by the way. So United are open to listen to offers for the striker. Talks have already taken place for the Danish striker to return to Italy. Right, we signed him for 72 million. How much is Inter Milan going to pay for him? Inter Milan not going to pay anything more than 40 million for him. right? Man United are expecting new offers for Sancho. Again, that's just another PR stunt because what they're asking for Sancho, nobody's gonna pay that. Especially when Sancho is not willing to take a pay cut. He's not ready to do that. And I don't blame him. Again, I don't blame him for that. Again, Bruno, I don't blame him for staying at United. And I know he's going to get an improved pay, salary. I know his agent, they would have got a check for his agent for doing a great job. You know, the United would have had to give up something for Bruno and his agent to stay in England. So they're claiming now they're expecting some new offers from, you know, everywhere around the world. Manchester United are expecting offers for Jadon Sancho this summer after Chelsea failed to agree terms for the winger to stay permanently. It is understood a number of clubs in the Premier League and in Europe have approached Sancho representatives to understand the conditions of his deal. So, if you think nobody wants Sancho, think again. And the only reason Sancho is not moving is because of his wage. And for me, I cannot criticize him for that, for not taking a pay cut. So the only reason he's not going to go anywhere because he wants to be petty, right? And take every penny from United. And next season, because I think his contract runs out next season probably, and he'll sign for free by July, even before what month can they sign for free? You start talking to other teams. So his reps are already talking to other people abroad and in the Prem. Apparently, West Ham wanted him, but they weren't sure about his wage bill. Again, they wanted to do a swap. United reached out to West Ham to swap deal with Kudos. But yeah, I think again it's the wage bill. So he'll probably go out on loan again, make sure United pay his wages again. That's what he'll do. The kid is petty, man. He's 25. By the time his contract runs out, he's gonna be 27. So he still can play football at 27, bro. It's a win for him. It's a win-win for him. So do you think then? Well, I do believe Cunha and Mbeumo are the right type of player that we should be going for because they already have Premier League experience. But the other thing is, these players when they sign for United, they think they've made it to the big stage. And then the other worry I've got for players like Cunha, which is a reputational thing with Brazilian players, every single one of them has got it. As soon as they sign for United or big clubs, they get allegations coming out from nowhere. Either domestic abuse, the other stuff, essays, and what Sancho, or not Sancho, what Anthony went through, you know. So that's the only concern I've got for Cunha. And also somebody says he's got attitude problem. And even at Wolves, I think he refused to train one time. Zaxi seems to be happy to stay that Bruno is staying. Um, Manchester United are interested in signing Brentford forward Bryan Mbeumo. And what's crazy? Anytime they link a player and the media go, it's a player that interested to come to United or United have been impressed by this player for a very long time. I don't buy that either. I don't buy that either. That's just some PR stuff. What's next? United are also expecting offers for Anthony, but Betis probably will not be able to afford him. It's not much going, to be honest with you. Um, Chelsea already going after Inter Milan's goalkeeper. They mean business, for next season. They mean some serious business, Chelsea. Izagi has gone to Al Hilal. Interesting one, isn't it? Garnacho could be still be looking for a club. Who knows what would happen to the guy, man? And what else do you ask for? What more can you say if a player then rejects another club just to stay at their current club? It's crazy one, man. Crazy football. Football is a crazy world. It's absolutely mental. People are really getting angry on X. Are you telling me I'm replying to this guy, by the way? The club don't need the money. Please pay Sancho fully and let him leave because he won't need it. You know, let's pay Sancho fully and let him go because the club does not need the money. I'm not buying that for once. People that say the club don't need the money. That's just some bullshit. That's some pure bullshit. Are they looking to sell Meno as well? Are they looking to sell Kobe? Chelsea signing AC Milan goalkeeper, man. That's crazy, bro. You know, AC Milan. Okay, AC Milan, you know, in Europe this season, so I think that's why he's thinking of leaving as well because he wants to play top European football. Um, I think that's why he wants to leave. He wants to move. Because AC Milan they've not qualified for any of the European competitions. Everything has just gone to waste with that club right now. I don't know if they're in worse state than United or and Barca. I doubt it. But they've not performed at all this season. Inter Milan did well, but they couldn't win the Scudetto. They couldn't win the Champions League. So that's the only other thing for these clubs. And, shame, you know, shame because they could have done so much. AC Milan and Inter Milan, but Milan not qualifying for the Champions League could be a factor for their goalkeeper wanting to join Chelsea because Chelsea are now in the big leagues playing in the Champions League. It could be a reason why they don't really want to do it. They don't want anyone coming in. Yeah, and Chelsea they will get there, man. Because when Chelsea come for you, you know they have the money, they'll pay it, and they've got the European advantage. Um, People will take a pay cut to join Chelsea if they want to, or people will not take a pay cut to leave United. That's for sure. You know what I mean? That's easy. And if you can't see that, if you can't see that, then it's on you. Chelsea are going for everyone, bro. They're going for everyone. Chelsea are going for everyone. Smart. They don't care who you play for. If they want you, they go for you. They're coming for you. No excuses. We are still going nuts because of that post. Hmm. These guys are funny. I, for one, didn't believe United don't have the money. I believe they have the money, right? But why have they been lying to us that the club will go bust in a season if United didn't sack the regular people at the club? United fans are talking about how much money United are making a season, but they don't want to talk about the debt. If you spend more than you make, how are you in profit? Yeah. How is the club in good state? The club is not in good state, you know, 740 million a year buying Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a well-run club, by the way. It's profit everywhere for them. They get players for free. They get players to sign for them for free. They don't pay anything for those players. They will not compare that to United, which the club is what the debt is over £1 billion now. Over £1 billion in debt. Manchester United. So you don't compare Manchester United with Real Madrid at all. If you're a United fan, you try to do that, please stop. Don't compare Manchester United to Real Madrid. Just because the United is the second most expensive club in the world doesn't mean they're in good fit state. They are not in fit state. They're not in very good state at all. The club could even afford to pay for people to go to Wembley. Never mind the Europa League, right? Because for years the club has been spending more than they're making, um, signing players, Hollywood players, for stupid fees. And these people are using an argument between being the biggest club in the world. Yes, you might be the biggest club in the world, but this is funny. United went went to Asia to play the Asia Cup, and but still they're telling us they don't need the money. They went to play for £8 million. They went to play for £8 million. The club that don't need the money. Are you joking? It doesn't make sense. Why would they take up the £8 million or €8 million to go play in Asia if they don't need it? And they're telling Bruno Fernandes that we've got enough money, mate. You don't have to go anywhere, right? We don't need to sell you to buy players. And I can believe that because it's United. We know they can pull funds elsewhere. But at the minute, we paying Adidas back about 10 million a year because we're not in the Champions League, in European football. Players are taking pay cuts. Doesn't make sense, does it? You know, make it make sense. Just gonna update something here quick. Um, Bear with me. Quick update there. Matheus and Cunha, I think we'll be doing a clan on Cunha. 3 seasons, we'll be paying that off. That's more debts on the club. Mbeumo is gonna go for 50 million. We still need a goalkeeper. We need a cam. Oh, we need so much stuff at this club, man. It's scary. Hey, I might shut down this stream. I'm happy Bruno stayed. I'm happy we've signed Cunha. Hopefully Mbeumo comes through. But the rest of them, the reason Bruno gave for staying, good luck. Good luck with that. And welcome back, Sancho. People actually saying United are the most successful club in the world. Sancho is trolling United. You know what he's done? He's gone and he posted a video of himself training at Chelsea and playing for Chelsea and thanking the fans. He never did that for United. Sancho hate this club, man. The quicker he get out of Manchester United, the better for both parties. I'm watching the video now he posted. Sancho, this is what he posted just now. And thanking the Chelsea club, the Chelsea fans, the Chelsea people. He hate United. He doesn't like United. He hate this club. He's gone from freedom and he's going back to prison. He's coming back to prison. It's like leaving a girl for a new girl, right? And the new girl, it didn't work out for you with the new girl. Now you have to go back to the toxic ex. Oh my days. I feel sorry for both parties, man. But Sancho don't care. He's getting paid. He's gonna come into milk every single one of it. He actually included the last goal he scored for Chelsea as well in that video in the Conference League, and him lifting the Conference League. Wow, he's rubbing it. He's rubbing it in, bro. I don't know. Bruno staying, man. I wanted him to leave. Mm. How are we gonna start a rebuild with Bruno? Look at Chelsea, how they did it. Look at Chelsea, how they've done it. What they've done so far over the past couple of years, including this new manager, Maresca, it's amazing to look at. I'm not hating on Chelsea at all. They've done well. They got rid of every single old player and they brought in a brand new young players. So get rid of Rashford, get rid of Sancho, get rid of Bruno, get rid of Darlow, get rid of Luke Shaw, Harry. and bring in new players. What's the latest now? Let's have a look. I wonder what Ronaldo could be saying to Bruno. It's mad. I'm just reading what Bruno said there in his statement. Amorim said to Bruno that you're too young to go to Saudi. Hmm. I'm just listening to what Bruno said. So Al Hilal went offering Bruno £1 million contract, right? They didn't offer him £1 million a week. But my understanding is that if you go to Saudi and you stay there for a couple of years before you come back to the UK or any European league, you won't have to pay taxes on it. Someone correct me, please. I might be wrong on that. If you go play in Saudi for a couple of years and come back to Europe for 2 years, you don't have to pay any money on those earnings, any taxes on those, whatever you earn in Saudi or elsewhere. That is mad. So he could have come back to the UK with £200 million tax free after 2 years. You know how crazy that is, bro. Wow. And the Saudi Pro League, they're not happy with the way things have been reported as well with the media in the West, claiming they inflating numbers, blah blah blah, whatever. But we all know they're not inflating numbers. We all know they pay handsomely by going to play in Saudi. But it's just mad. Turn that down. Um, tempting, tempting. It would have been nice for United to get 100 million for a player of his age, but also it's nice to see that players like Bruno still wants to play at the top, even though we're not at the top, because we finished bottom of the table. We're lucky not to get relegated. Very lucky. But the teams below us, were also underperforming. Um, we're very lucky on that side. Make no mistake, Al Hilal will be coming back next season for Bruno, or even in January. They might try again. Real Madrid are now considering a loan move for Rasmus Højlund. Real Madrid are considering a loan move for Rasmus Højlund. My goodness. What is going on with United, man? We can't turn these players to wall beaters. We've got clubs that are super, super serial winners wanting our players. Clubs that are serial winners in Europe, biggest clubs in Europe want our players, you know? If Rasmus goes to Real Madrid, right? Which I think if Real Madrid genuinely interested in him, he will leave United just like that. He'll go. He'll go to Spain. If they come for him, Rasmus will go. If Real Madrid really want him, Rasmus is leaving United. And that says a lot about the club, the state of the club. We can't make these players, we can't make them any better than they already are. But still, world class clubs, football teams want our players. Real Madrid really comes for Rasmus, you think he's gonna stay at United? No, he's not gonna stay here. Maybe it's just that's just another PR stunt that's come from somewhere. Somebody trying to push a story. Says Fabregas could be taking over Inter Milan. That's the other thing. Arsenal ex-footballers, they're all successful at management. Well, they're trying to be successful at management, you know, but they're more successful than United, former United players. Hmm. That's a strange one actually. You know, if Rasmus go to Real Madrid, what would you actually say to this club? And people start begging him to stay. And if he goes to Madrid, I'm sure he will cook at Madrid because he will have players supporting him, even if he sits on the bench at Madrid, because he's not going to bench players like um what's his name, Mbappe. You know, it's not. It's going to be a second striker at Madrid. Tell you what, there are serious United fans that you know it's play. I feel like it's 50-50. You've got 50% of the fan base who are happy that Bruno stayed, and you've got the other 50% who are like, I'm not sure. We should have taken the money. We should have invested on players that actually suit Amorim's style of play. Because this is the excuses you guys have been giving us for months and months. Those are nice players. Those are nice players. They are nice players. But he's willing to keep Bruno Fernandes. That's a nice player. What about the rest? Is it because he knows he can't coach Bruno? Bruno is just Bruno is good enough? Is he good at coaching players? Can he make players better? Because he's not made Bruno better. Amorim has not made Bruno Fernandes better. He's made him worse. He's made Mazraoui worse. He's made Garnacho worse. He's made Onana worse. But it's not improved any single player United. Name one player is improved. I don't care if they're not his players because that's his job to improve them. Name one. Give me one player that Amorim has improved at United. One player he has improved at United. Not a single one. I can tell you now. He's not improved a single player at Manchester United for real. But we'll see what happens next season, right? Everyone is gonna be like, yeah, they're not still not his players. He needs to get rid of the lot of them. You know, bring in fully players that are ready to play for him. You need to get rid of these other players. How many more players does he need to get rid of? Does he need to get rid of the board as well? You know, welcome back Sancho. Welcome back Anthony. Welcome back Rashford. Welcome back Malacia. I'm pretty sure all these players don't want to stay at United again. Because Anthony clearly said his time at United was the worst. He nearly retired. He considered retiring from football, and the biggest mistake he made was, well, not mistake, the whole team Betis losing the finals, because they could have used that money to sign him to stay there, but they don't have the money now to sign him, so he has to come back to United, which means more stress for him, which means more aggro for him. He might consider retiring again. Or he just needs to force his way out. Because in England there's no mercy for you. People don't look at you and go, oh well, it's not a bad game. Let's support him. Bro, they come after you, they go after everything. They come after your family in the Premier League. Again, this is why I respect the Bellinghams. They're quick to leave England and go play in Germany and then Spain and then what who knows what else. They probably come back at the end of their careers to come and finish their whatever retire in the UK, their original clubs. But I don't blame them for leaving the Premier League. No one wants to play again in the Premier League. So it's a nice breeze.
shock FA Cup final victory over Manchester City, but now face the prospect of seeing their continental dream wrecked due to rules on multi-club ownership, and arch rivals Brighton could take their place. US businessman John Textor owns around 43% of Palace's shares, but is also the majority shareholder of French club Lyon, who qualified for the same competition, and UEFA regulations prevent two clubs with the same ownership from participating. One potential route for Palace could have been to drop into the Conference League. However, Danish outfit Brøndby, owned by Palace co-owner David Blitzer, will be in line to take that slot. Mail Sport understands the owners will be on the South London club to find a palatable solution in the Swiss showdown. This just happened. Crystal Palace could be shockingly kicked out of European football as they head for an emergency summit with UEFA. The Eagles secured a historic place in the Europa League. And arch rivals Brighton could take their place. US businessman John Textor owns around 43% of Palace's shares, but is also the majority shareholder of French club Lyon, who qualified for the same competition, and UEFA regulations prevent two clubs with the same ownership from participating. One potential route for Palace could have been to drop into the Conference League. However, Danish outfit Brøndby, owned by Palace co-owner David Blitzer, will be in line to take that slot. Mail Sport understands the owners will be on the South London club to find a palatable solution in the Swiss showdown. This just happened.
Bro, apparently Crystal Palace could be kicked out of the Europa League because of multi-club ownership. Couldn't make this up. So Brighton could take their place because he's the owner. He owns about 40% of Crystal Palace, but he's the majority shareholder at Brighton. So Brighton could take the Europa League spot. And he also owns Leon. This is mad. Football is just going crazy, man. How was they allowed to own three different clubs? I bet Rasmus is begging for Real Madrid to come and rescue him. Please, Madrid, from, get me away from this place. And now Madrid wants him. And Paul Scholes is just saying that, players like Rasmus should have like two senior players in front of him. Then he can just watch and learn from them, which I do agree with him. But we also have other younger players in Europe that are well performing, you know, better than the adults, better than the older players. If you go to Barca, the younger players are performing better than the older players. The older players are only there to guide them, you know. But why can't they do it? Is it because they have a good coach at Barca, or is Amorim still finding his feet? So we'll find out next season. And Rasmus has not had a chance to sit on the bench. He's consistently playing game after game. Does that even help him? No, from what we've seen, that hasn't helped him at all. If anything, he's gone worse since then. You know, he's got a goal here and there, but that's about it, really. His work rate is, yeah, he's got work rate, but he just can't keep the ball up front. You know, he needs two senior strikers ahead of him. Then he can learn from there. But again, if you sign him for United for 72 million, you should be ready to play. You can't just be on the bench. It's 72 million. You can't just sit on the bench. But they're happy for that, so happy with signing players anyway. They're happy to leave Sancho on the bench, so I don't think that's an issue. Anthony on the bench. But they don't have strikers. We don't have anyone you know, to help us carry the ball, to help us hold the ball up top. He's got strength. He's got serious strength, the guy. But he just couldn't keep the ball all season. And people talking about his confidence. So it took you start of the season to the end of the season, still you couldn't find your confidence. So maybe you need to leave the league and go elsewhere, or leave the team and go elsewhere, get your confidence and come back. Stop listening to this fan base. Stop listening to some of us, I would say, because we have no clue what we're talking about. You but he'll be having at least two strikers ahead of him, senior strikers who will help him grow. But like I said, if you sign for United for 72 million, that means the club believed in you, that you're the potential, the new guy. Like the guys at PSG, the young players, 19-year-olds, 22, 20, they are really performing for those clubs. So I don't understand why the players that come to United at a young age, they're not able to perform. You might be the biggest club in the world, yeah, we know that. But if you're gonna sign for it, you must be ready. You know the club, the magnitude of the club. You know how powerful the club is around the globe. So you should be ready to play for Manchester United, really. Not making excuses for you. So if Real Madrid seriously wants Rasmus, he will go. He'll definitely go. But otherwise, yeah, we'll get another year, another season or two with him. Hopefully, he gets his confidence by the beginning of the season. But even in pre-season, with the 2 games they played, he looks so lost. He just like he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, he looked lost. I felt sorry for the kid, man. And he's only 22. We tend to forget that they're only 22. But then you look at other clubs that got younger players than United. Those players are performing well. So it doesn't make sense. I can't blame the player. I don't. I'm trying not to blame these players. I blame the coaching more than the players. Because if the coach does not have a plan B, how do you expect the players to implement plan A? If plan A, we stop with plan A, what are we going to do? Have we got another strategy? The club, the coach does not have another strategy. He's stuck in his ways. The only strategy he's got is send Mags up top. And that's not even a strategy because every other manager's used that. So Amorim is a one-trick pony. Probably is a one-trick pony. Yeah, I'll say that. I'll go as far as saying that he's a one-trick pony. Yeah, the only thing he knows how to change is chinos. You know, he knows how to change his chinos. That's it. You know, and he can see what you want, but that's a fact. It'll be shocking for Palace to miss out in the Europa League, though. Alvaro as well, Fernandes is going to Real Madrid. How did we miss out on this? How did we not see him? Why would you pay 100 million for Adam Morton? Are you mad? 100 million? You must be daft, mate. For Adam Morton. Are you mad? Right, time to wrap this up. Anyway, Bruno stayed. Bruno, United might be holding talks with the club to club. And then Cunha is a red. Celebration all round for the club. And wish us good luck next season. You know, rival fans. Wish us good luck. But this Bruno deal, only time will tell. People might not want to believe it, but you know, United must have given up something for Bruno to stay. Ruben Amorim must have gave up something for Bruno to stay at the club. That's all I can say. You know, that's all I will say. And I don't believe for once Bruno doesn't love United, but I don't think he'll just stay for no reason. He will take 25% pay cut to stay at Manchester United. right? Is he staying because it's not top club that's come for him, European club that's come for him? That's another question we need, because that's what it sounded like to me. No top club has come for me. If Real Madrid had come in, I would have gone to Real Madrid because everyone wants to play for them. Barca had come in, I would have gone, but none of those clubs have shown interest on Bruno. None of them. So maybe that's why he stays at United. But Chelsea or Madrid or Barca had come in, would he have gone? You never know. You never know. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes is staying. Cunha is a red, and Mbeumo joining Manchester United? Question mark. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the stream, and hopefully we'll get some good news by the end of tonight for Mbeumo and many more. We need a cam. We need a goalkeeper. We need a striker. So let us know your thought. Give us your thought. What you think United should sign? And if you're watching just for the watch sake of it, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by, even if for a minute or two or seconds. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your sharing and your comment, whatever. Um, just thank you. Thank you. This is a new stream, but it will get better by the day. It will get better by the week. It will get better by the season. And I'm not gonna stop until I get to the point where I want it to be. You know. But yeah, it's United stream. Thank you.